Is your car making a loud clicking noise when you turn? That's usually a worn-out CV joint. And today, I'll show you exactly how to replace it the right way. Is your car making a loud clicking noise when you turn? That's usually a worn-out CV joint. And today, I'll show you exactly how to replace it the right way. If you take this job to a mechanic, you could easily spend anywhere from $300 to $800 in parts and labor. But with some basic tools and a little time, you can do this yourself at home for a fraction of the cost. I'll show you how to diagnose a bad CV joint, the tools you'll need, how to remove the old CV axle, how to install the new one correctly, and a few pro tips so you don't make the common mistakes. So grab your tools, let's get started. Before you even begin, let's talk symptoms. How do you know your CV joint is bad? First, if you hear a clicking or popping sound when turning, especially at low speeds, that's a clear giveaway. Second, if you feel vibrations when accelerating, that could mean your CV shaft is worn. Third, inspect your CV boot, the rubber cover on the axle joint. If it's torn or leaking grease, dirt and water can get in, destroying the joint. If you notice any of these, it's time to replace the CV joint shaft. Now let's go over the tools you'll need. A full socket set and breaker bar, a torque wrench, a pry bar, a hammer and punch, jack and jack stands, and of course, the replacement CV axle. Safety first! Always park on a flat surface, apply the parking brake, and use jack stands. Never rely on a hydraulic jack alone. Your life is worth more than saving a few seconds. Step 1 in removal is loosening the axle nut. This nut is usually torqued down extremely tight, often over 150 foot-pounds. You may need a breaker bar or even an impact gun to loosen it. Do this while the car is still on the ground so the wheel doesn't spin. Next, lift the car and remove the wheel. Now you'll need to disconnect some suspension components that block the axle. Depending on your car, that could mean the sway bar link, tie rod end, or lower ball joint. Take your time and keep track of the hardware. Once everything is free, carefully slide the axle out of the wheel hub. On the transmission side, you might need to use a pry bar to pop the shaft out. Don't worry if it takes some effort. There's usually a snapper ring holding it in place. Now for the fun part, installing the new axle. Take the new CV shaft and line it up with the transmission. Slide it in until you hear or feel it click into place. It should seat firmly and not pull back out easily. Next, slide the outer end into the wheel hub. Reconnect the suspension parts you removed earlier, whether that's the lower ball joint, sway bar link, or tie rod. Tighten all bolts to manufacturer torque specs. This is important. Under-torquing or over-torquing can damage components and create safety issues. Finally, reinstall the axle nut and torque it properly. Some cars also require you to stake or lock the axle nut in place. So check your service manual. If this tutorial helped you, make sure to hit like. Subscribe for more DIY auto repair guides and share this video with anyone who loves working on their car. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.